We ain't ready yet then.
Oh, yeah. You said count down.
Yeah, I'm counting.
I was going to give me that 30 seconds, then I was ready to go live.
So wait, are we live?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm ready to go live now.
Feel that beat. Welcome. For those who don't know, this is Elder Amoja Ajabu, normally your host for Ajabu Speaks, but we're not doing normal. Because normally, this program serves a dual purpose because it is the political education class for the Black Panther movement. But we're not doing normal. I'm trying to get out of the norm. I'm sick of having to play the game. And because I'm sick of having to play the game, you got to understand what you're gonna get the truth. The whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth, because I'm tired of playing the game. And you're going to get that truth from the elder. Not from something that the elder has accomplished since he's been here, but now from the beginning. What is the story that we live in? And so you got to understand that the elder is not going to give you a story based on where he was born. No, that's a bad starting reference. No, the elder is going to give you a story, understanding from where we are from, based on where we are from. So you got to understand that he's unbossed, and unafraid of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the butt-naked truth. I want to stay on that message of Sankofa. And I want to talk about the looking back, or going back and fetching, going back and getting that we left behind. You know that's a bird that is going forward, but it's looking behind. It can see behind itself, so it's know where it's been, and that is telling it where it's going. He don't have to look with his eyes; he looks with his experience. The third eye is the eye that's guiding him forward. And I want to continue to use the brothers in the Sahel. And I'm talking as the elder, and y'all got to understand the elder wants more than anything else. He wants to be free. He wants to be popular. He wants to be well liked. But this road to liberation is not a popularity contest. He wants to be free. And as the elder, he understands that the young folks, brother, the president of Burkina Faso, 37 years old, brother of the Black Lions in Philly, 39. Malik a little older, 50, but still, I got to talk to you. And I'm using the reference of the Sahel because those brothers have taken over that land, and they understand that land has got gold and diamonds and oil, and they understand that their gold, diamonds, and oil has been stolen, and they're going to stop the theft. Have stopped it. And as they're going forward, they was doing a interview with Barcelona Bazier, who is the president of the Commission for the Alliance of Sahel states. And they're talking about going back and fetching that which has been stolen from them. So we're going to begin there, because that is what's happening today. And in West Africa, it's not new, it's a continuation, a reawakening, a return to unfinished business. We're going to talk about Burkina Faso and a moment in history that may define the future of the entire continent. They're setting the leadership. They're setting the direction. Under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traore, they declare what they're calling a popular, which means the people, progressive, we're not standing still, revolution. We're going to change this stuff. I almost said that other word, doo-doo. But the real question is not what they call it. The real question is, what is it? What is it really? And what does it mean to us as a people worldwide? Give me that first image. We've got to talk about it. What is a popular progressive revolution? What does that mean? Well, let's be clear. A revolution is not a slogan. A revolution is not a speech. A revolution is not a damn press release. A revolution is a fundamental change in how power operates. And we're talking about changing how power operates toward us. The people that are in power are using our stuff to control us. That's got to stop. According to President Bazier, this is a transformation. This revolution, we ain't standing still, and we're not trying to put in place what already exists and control that. We're doing something new. This is a transformation, and it touches every level. Political systems, economic systems, security structures, cultural identity, based on our history. This is not a cosmetic change. It's a structural change. We're talking about foundational. Even before they declared it in 2025, the revolution already begun through their actions. They didn't have to speak it. They didn't have to talk it. They began to walk it. When they took over the land from France, they said, look, the theft is over. You ain't stealing no more. Real revolutions are not allowed, are not announced. They are felt. And you can't feel them correctly without the spirit of our history. You can't understand the moment that is happening in Burkina Faso if you don't understand the part that Thomas Sankara played. From 1983 to 1987, Sankara challenged imperial control, economic dependency, cultural colonization. He told Africans worldwide, he who feeds you controls you. And that message is back. And what he was saying is don't let people give you stuff because they're giving you stuff to use it to control you. That's the reason why the elder, and I want to be popular, and I want to be liked, but I want to be free, and I got to talk to you youngsters. I done told you, and I'm telling you, out of love. This is not to tear you down criticism, even though it is criticism. But it's criticism based on our history that the elder understands. 77 years, you 37, I've been here 40 years longer than what you have been here, and I see how the International Monetary Fund has treated our people, how the World Bank has treated our people. We don't need to be establishing a relationship with them. I know that ain't gonna make me popular, and y'all might dislike me, but the elder wants to be free. Understand this clearly. This is not imitation. This is a continuation under new conditions. This is the same thing that Thomas Sankara was telling us to do or not to do. It's just a different time. Our history has got to inform where we go in the future. It's the same spirit, different battlefield, but the same spirits. Give me image 2. Sankara was teaching us. And he was telling us why revolution was necessary. He was saying that we can't stay in the position that we're in. This has got to revive. We've got to change it. And his leadership made one thing very clear. You cannot fix a broken system with gentle reforms. Trying to be nice to white folks. Trying to get their money to do things that you got money to do. Don't use their money. Use your own money. You can't correct centuries of exploitation with politeness. This is not a popularity contest. We're not trying to be polite. We're trying to be in control of us. And to do that, we got to go to the root. That's what Sankara was teaching us. And when we go to the root, you got to understand that requires sacrifice. If we take the white folks' money, we can get it done faster. Fuck that! We don't want to give up control for speed. And so that requires discipline. Yeah, I want it. And you youngsters, y'all want everything right now. And everything is right now. And I want it quickly, believe me. Hell, I know that to lay down a free man, what I'm talking about has got to be done in 23 years. Because I'm telling you, I got to have 100. And I'm telling you that as the elder, you're the key. And not only do you have to have discipline not to take them white folks' money because you want to get something done right now, don't do that. Don't do that. And more than anything, it takes courage. And Lord knows. See, I say you got that. When you went and took the land back from France, that was courage. That was audacity. But in doing all of that, young folks, you got to understand our history. Our history tells us clearly that we don't need a relationship with the International Monetary Fund, IMF, or with the World Bank. We've got to understand our history. And that's what Thomas Sankara was teaching. Our history defines revolution as radical. Yes, radical, not to take the white folks' money. Everybody else is taking it. No! We ain't taking it. Progressive, yeah, we're going to manage that which we can get from the land that the God that chose us has given us. We're going to use those resources and develop our own place. We're going to develop our own place. We're not going to use your money to develop our place because we got our own money. And we're going to progress. And we're going to do it with the people. And we're not going to let you impose anything on us, which is what they'll try to do if you take their money. Not only if you take their money and you're trying to do infrastructure stuff, they go, well, we want you to do it with our guy. No, we'll do it with ourselves. And that's not negotiable. What we're going to do is going to be done with our people, by our people, for our people, and our people are going to control it. We cannot ignore the people factor. This is critical. And see, over there in Burkina Faso, they have set up a national fund built by the people, and they've raised over 551 billion CFA francs. That's nearly $1 billion US dollars because they want to be free. That's what we need to do. Use our own money. And then I'm telling brothers in the alliance, y'all got to let us be a part. We want to help you. Where they're trying to make you outsource stuff to get stuff done, we have that talent. We're trying to set up a meeting right now so that we can find out what talent that you need, that you have a priority on, have placed a priority on, so that we can gather that and help you. We can't contribute. We want to contribute. In this time of struggle, in this time of war, our people got to start investing in ourselves, and we're seeing you doing it, and we're saying, look, let us help. We want to and we can help. Why do we want to help? Because we believe in what you're doing. We want to be sovereign. We want to see change. Across the Sahel and everywhere else that we are. We understand that you're saying that the old system is over. We agree. Let's work together to make it something else. Now, you say a good thing here. And I'm talking about the interview that Brother Bassi is doing on the TV station over there in Burkina Faso. He makes this point. He says the leadership, because he's just a commission. The actual leadership is the Troika, is Brother Ibrahim Traore, that's the president now, and Brother Goita and Brother Chiani. They're the head. And they are teaching that fish rots from the head. What does that mean? If leadership fails, the revolution fails. And the revolution will fail if the leaders don't look to our history. We ain't got no business having a relationship. Give me image 1 again. We have no business nurturing a relationship with the IMF. That's what our history tells us. And we've got to, mandatory, listen to our history. Let's talk economics. That's what Brother Bassier is saying. He's saying that the strategy is simple. And I agree with this. The elders own you own the money with this, young man. Produce what we consume. Consume what we produce. IMF wants to audit our budgets line by line. We can do that ourselves. We can cut waste. We can cut dependency. We can cut manipulation. We can be our own partners. Instead of going after them with overpriced systems, our leadership went directly to the source, politically. And we got to continue to do that economically. We do not need the IMF. I'm telling you, I'm the elder. And the elder loves you. And the elder is going to tell you what you need to be told. Leave the IMF alone. When you went directly to the people and you started growing your own food, making your own clothes, you found out that you could get a lower cost, better quality, faster delivery, working with our people. Leave them white folks alone. For the first time in modern history, Burkina Faso has achieved a trade surplus, but not messing with them white folks. Give me image 3. We can do it. And it may take us a little longer doing it using our own resources instead of going and get the resources that is readily available at the IMF and the World Bank. Buck them! And we should move quickly. But we should not move so fast that we lose our sovereignty. This revolution is not isolated. It's connected to the alliance of Sahel states. Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. Okay, you got that up there. Let me talk about that. Because Brother Malik, man, and I'm going to come back to Burkina Faso, but I got to come to you, man. And you showing all this leadership, and we need that leadership here in America, but you can't stand with Akbar. I mean, you got Tahita, you got Farad, you got Singleton, and a bunch of other people, the Florida Panthers. Your organizational skills are superb. You're the only one that I know that has been able to bring all the factions together. But you can't do it with somebody that's suspect. And I don't know if they know who Akbar is or not, but if they know, why would you stand with Akbar? Stand with Malik, but not with Akbar. Akbar has betrayed Panthers. When he betrayed Panthers, the police came. They took everybody to jail but him. He said that the reason why they didn't take him to jail is because he has a clergy card. Well, you know, Elder used to be an ordained minister with the Christian church. I have a couple of them clergy cards. And when the police stopped me, I pulled out my clergy card and look, I'm the clergy. I ain't involved. Leave me alone. Let me out of it. They told me, turn around, put your hands behind your back. Just like everybody else going to jail, you going to jail. Why didn't that happen to Akbar? Why? Why did that not happen to Akbar? Those kind of questions have got to be answered. Malik, make him answer them. And don't have good people associating with a bad apple. A bad apple will spoil the whole daggone bushel. Don't mislead my leak. Don't do it. And I know. This is not gonna make me popular. It's not gonna make me popular. It ain't gonna make everybody like me. But you got to understand that the elder wants to be free. He's not running a popularity contest. And that's the reason why I'm counseling you, Brother Malik. Out of love, man. Out of love. Don't mess with Akbar. If you're going to mess with Akbar, straighten him up. Do what my mama said. Make him straighten up and fly right. And he's got to atone. He's got to tell them brothers and sisters that took that case for him because he done left a stolen gun in the back seat and he put it in the front seat, in between the two front seats. And then got out when the police asked who it was, whose gun is it, he ain't said nothing. Ain't nobody else said nothing now. They didn't rat on him. But it was on him to stand up and take that heat because he had brought that heat to the party instead of letting them people go to jail for him. He's got to atone for that, Malik. And don't have my brothers and sisters, don't lead them like that. And that's the reason why I'm saying that Mali and Niger and Burkina Faso, they're building something new. Not dependency, but sovereignty, and we need to do the same thing. But we got to wage this internal struggle, and that internal struggle with that involves him. You can't give him to our people, not without straightening him up. Straighten his butt up. Then we can deal with the three pillars that Bazi is talking about. Development, diplomacy, and defense. This is not cooperation with those people that have been oppressing us. Well, why cooperate with them? Which it looks like that's what Akbar is doing. And see, we've done, man, our history says and teaches us that when that was done with Fred Hampton, and see, Fred didn't know that his type of security was working with the police. And I'm not saying that Akbar is working with the police, but it looks that way. And if it's not that way, then atone. Clear it up. Don't make us pay the price that we paid with Fred Hampton. Malik, don't do that. Don't ignore our history. We can't ignore what Thomas Sankara told the people in Burkina Faso, and we can't ignore what history is telling us, the lesson that is teaching us concerning the death of Fred Hampton. You can't mess with someone that looks like a snitch, an operative. And that's what Akbar looks like, man, with the behavior that he has expressed. Give me image 4. The brothers in the Sahel are giving us an example, an image to follow. And they're concerned about the money, and rightfully so. They said that they can't look at being sovereign without looking at their currency. They say no sovereignty without control of money, which means that you got to leave the IMF alone. The World Bank, you can't do it. The CFA franc since 1945 still shapes the system. Just like you want to get rid of the money, you got to get rid of the people that wants to give you money in order to control you. Bazier says that the leadership, Tijani, Ibrahim Traore, and Goita, they say that we cannot be free economically without controlling the currency. And they also warn, as the elder is warning, if we move too fast, we'll destroy everything. And see, it's that quickness. I want to get it done now. That is causing us to make decisions with the IMF that shouldn't be made. History has shown this. And now they're moving carefully. Leave the IMF alone. They're moving strategically. Leave the IMF alone. They're moving patiently. Leave IMF alone. Malik, leave Akbar alone. On the battlefield, at one point, large areas were inaccessible. You couldn't go to certain places in Burkina Faso. Today, dozens of rapid response battalions, expanded air bases. They got thousands of citizen volunteers. And the leadership itself is engaged because in a revolution there are no spectators. Defense is not just defense, or defense is not just military. It is collective responsibility. Give me image 4. We're in this together. And we cannot just ignore the kinetic warfare. We've got to address the information warfare also. That's another battleground. When you're talking about the information that we're receiving. And it's on the elders to tell us our history, to keep us intact, to keep the story intact, to help create the narrative, to help create the perception. Some argue that global reports, IMF, and media narratives have influenced major geopolitical decisions in the past, and they have. Look at Libya. They made Muammar Gaddafi agree to not develop a nuclear weapon, and he went over there and killed him right after he agreed. That's the reason why Iran is telling him, now, we understand what happened in Libya. We're not going to do that. That's what North Korea is saying. We saw what happened in Libya. We're not giving up our efforts to develop a nuclear weapon so that you can come over here and kill our children as you did in Iran. You went over in Libya and you killed Gaddafi. Then you went over in Iran, killed over 140-some babies while they was in the school, all because you were saying that you did not want Iran to develop a nuclear weapon. And Iran is telling you, in order to stop you to killing our children while they're in school, if we need the nuclear weapon, then we're going to have it. And we're not going to be misinformed. We can't be misinformed. The leadership is telling us this information is not a mistake. It's a weapon. So the struggle is not only physical, it's psychological. So what does success look like? Not just infrastructure, we got a building. Not just defense, we can protect ourselves. Not just currency, we can spend our own money. Success is an educated people, a united people, a conscious people, a people who know where they come from and where we're going. Because without that, there is no sovereignty. There is no revolution. There is no future. There won't be another Africa. We got to control it. So the question is not whether this moment matters. The question is, what will we do with it? You've been listening to Elder Ajabu. Unbought, unbossed, and unafraid. Who wants to be free? When it comes time to lay down the last time, no more getting up. The elder wants to lay down a free man. Elder wants to be free. And you the key. And you know the elder don't have but one question for you. You ready? Really? Let's make it happen.